10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good luck, studio.
Hello. All I wanted was a pie, and then I hatched out of an egg.
Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record. Hello.
It's the quiet ones you've got to watch, you know.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep? Is it deep?
Boy, he said all that shy is right.
Blimey, Governor, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Excellent. 653, 615, 655.
Bonjour et bienvenue au podcast for Shy Life.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Shy Life Podcast with me, Cuthbert the Robot. This time on the show we return to the Chandler Tape Archive to continue exploring the recently digitized contents. It's all very exciting. What do we have in store? We're not 100% sure at the moment, but we'll make sure that it's something fun. Okay, now, run that theme music.
Darling, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Yes, but it's a positive thing for the high life, the shy life.
You won't find a cast of characters like this everywhere.
Hello, Paul.
I'll go anywhere for a potato.
Delicious.
Hello, campers. How are you?
You quite like a big bang, don't you?
Oh, yippee.
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh, have you ever found out my secret? Maybe he has.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Yeah, I am strangely drawn to Yeti Uncle John's ankles as well.
Has the Shy Life Podcast slowed down? I don't think so.
It's all gooey and greasy. Yum.
Has anyone seen my hot sausage?
Oh, I can't wait for it to begin.
It's the Shy Life Podcast.
I like that, yeah.
Marvellous, Paul.
Hi there.
Hello, listeners. Yes, it's me. I'm back again. Thanks, Cuthbert, for doing the first bit. I won't be staying for long. Well, I guess I will, I won't. You will hear me, but it'll be from years ago. I suppose I should just talk you through briefly what clips we're going to be having this episode. We're going to start with a little spoof that my friend Danny and I did in, I think, 21st of December 1988. I believe that we were supposed to be seeing Mr. Warren. He was supposed to be coming over, and for some reason he didn't show up. And back in those days, well, it was much harder to get in touch with somebody if they were, like, on the move or away from home, or I'm not sure what became of him. But we decided to do a little skit to mark the event. Following that, I'm going to focus a bit on some of my pen pals. I think I've told you about how we used to swap messages. Started off swapping letters, later we swapped messages. And I think it sort of got a bit competitive in the nicest possible way. So we've got messages, not the whole message, just excerpts from a message sent to me by Andy. Now, considering we have so many Andrews and Andys on this show, this is Andy Ching, who has appeared on the show mostly in episodes involving Nick. This was a tape he sent me. Then we have a tape from my friend David S., talking about Doctor Who and things like that. A tape message sent to me by Nick. We're not always exactly sure when the tapes sort of came from, but Nick's named this tape Almost an Engaged Man, and Nick was engaged around 92. So this is probably a tape he sent me when I was first at university, so we'll have a look at that. Then I've got a tape from my friend Patrick. Now, he was in America, and I met him in the early 90s. He came over in the summer of 92. So he's been on the show briefly. He was on some stuff in Park as well. Yeah, not 100% sure exactly when this take came from, but he may even say. And then we'll finish it off with 2 episodes of a show I wrote called Spectrum. These are episodes 5 and 6. Whether we'll play both of them, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll just play episode 5 this time, we'll see. We've properly acted it out with quite a number of us playing characters. So obviously, as I come to edit them, there may be issues with audio. Also, we have some quizzing with Callum and I. Now, that's the only thing recorded more recently. That was recorded back in early 2023. So, and follows on from quizzing that I've already shared with you. And then, if there's time, I'm probably going to dip back into various different voices from our last archive episode. There was Lee and another Andrew and Elaine, various different voices. It really depends on how much time we have and how much I use from those clips. So I don't know. I'll probably come back towards the end, or Cuthbert will, one of us. But that's sort of what you got coming up anyway. And I don't really want to break the flow, so I won't do any more announcing. We'll just head straight on. You'll recognise Callum and I when we show up anyway. So yeah, the other voices will probably be either familiar to you, or you'll be able to make out who's who one way or another. Okay, right, well, we'll start with that little sketch I mentioned that I did with Danny back in 1988. And yeah, most of the other things are probably from early 90s, except for that quiz. All right, let's get going.
The Dalek invasion, dominating gunfighters during a battle with the Time Monster. Part 1.
There's one part. Stupid fault.
Oh, sorry, Paolo, sorry. Bring. I wonder who that could be. It must be on back here. Hello, this is Salisbury 25939.
This is Wirren.
Oh, Wirren, nice to see you.
You don't see me, I'm on the phone, you fool.
Oh yes, of course. Have you heard that I won a walk to do competition?
You bloody
I didn't quite catch that one.
You're very lucky, aren't you?
Yes, I am actually. I actually paid the money to win. Yes. Did you know that I borrowed dead activation of death from Paul Paulos?
Yes, me, I would like to see that one.
You'd like to see it?
I certainly would.
You'd like to borrow it?
I would love to borrow it.
You'd like to borrow it? Oh. Can I hear Nuke in the background?
Yeah, you can. And I want it as well. Yeah, Wirren. Yeah, let Wirren borrow it.
Yeah, that is
wonderful. Dalek Paulos would lend me it.
Oh yes, I'm absolutely certain he'll lend it. Oh yes, he'll lend it to you. Oh,
that is wonderful. I would pop out for it in 10 minutes, perhaps.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Perhaps we can have a better meeting.
Yes, when will you return the video? I'd like to see you. Wednesday? A mega meeting on Wednesday would be an excellent idea, wouldn't it?
A mega meeting on Wednesday, perfect, I'm working. That's terrible, I'm working.
Oh dear, what a pity, Nuke. Did I hear Nuke can't make it?
Yes, well, I will talk about it when I get to work.
Alright, okay, bye.
Goodbye.
No. Oh dear, I've got to ring Paris just to check if he can borrow the Dalek invasion. What's the number? Bring.
Hello.
Hello, is that Paris Channing, is it?
No, Dundos. Don't do it then.
Hello, Powdred. Sorry, Paulus.
I'm doing it. Sorry, I'll do it.
Hello, Paulus Channing. Yes, is it alright that, Wirren can borrow your dead activation
I'm sure it is one. Yes, I'm sure it is one.
You're absolutely certain.
I've got it, haven't you? Yes.
Oh yes, I've got it at the moment. Right, okay, there's could be a mega meeting on Wednesday. Okay, then, bye.
I know then. Goodbye.
Ding dong. Oh, there, that'll be them. Hello, Wirren and Nuke, nice to see you.
Hello.
You wanted to borrow the video, I've got it here. Here you go, there you go.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, pleasure. Now, did you hear that I won a walk to do competition?
telling us.
Lunch with the doctor, wasn't it? Oh.
Kept telling us.
Day at the Doctor Who studios.
Yes, you kept telling us.
Oh, did I mention that I won a walks to do competition? Oh. Sorry to harp on about me winning that walk to do competition. But anyway, yes, here's the video, the deluxe version of that. You really wanted to see it, didn't you, Warren? Yeah. You can you make it to make a meeting on Wednesday?
Oh dear, I'm working. What a pity, I cannot make it.
Oh, what a pity! See you Wednesday then, Warren. Wednesday.
Wednesday I'm working.
See you Wednesday then. Have you got any good videos we can watch them, Warren?
We have the Goon Fighters.
The Goon Fighters, that's a very good story.
Dominators.
Oh, the Dominators. Yes, I'd really like to see those.
Clues of Exos.
Oh, the Clues of Exos. Oh, one of my favorite.
Team Moonstone.
Oh, Team Moonstone. I've never seen that one actually. It's quite good, isn't it?
Very darn it is, yes.
It's good. See you Wednesday then. Oh,
Wednesday.
Yes.
Oh, like I'm working really.
10 a.m. till about
5 p.m.
Yes, that's about right. Yes, 5 p.m.
Yes, I'm working.
Okay,
Goodbye then.
Okay, then, see you then.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It's Wednesday now, right? And I'm just about to go to Danvers, you know. It is now 9:30, you know. I haven't got... It's only 9:30, you know. I got a half an hour to waste, you know. What shall I do now? I know what. I shall go to the newsagents where Nuke works to gloat. I mean, to talk for a while. I could tell him about Seeds of Doom and Gloom I have, and the Moon Base, O204, and the Teens Planet 3. That would be good. I think he would like to talk to me, you know. Here's the newsagents now. That is nice. Oh, look, there's Nuke. He is climbing a ladder now. He's putting up the crackers. Gosh, she's a nice girl, that one. Gosh, another one up.
Oh, is that you, Paulos? I'll just come and see you.
Oh, hello now.
Hello, Paulos.
Well, we're not
You haven't come to gloat, have you?
I hope I am not keeping you from your work. But
no, don't worry, I don't work.
I have not come to gloat, you know.
You haven't come to gloat, have you?
No, I have not. No.
Good. So what you come to talk about?
I got a little bit of time to waste, you know.
Oh, right. You haven't come to gloat, have you?
No, I haven't. No, I don't do steroids either, no.
You don't have steroids, good. You haven't come to gloat. You haven't come to gloat. No steroids. No steroids.
No drugs, no, I didn't pay those drugs for that.
No, good. No, you haven't come here to gloat, have you?
No, I haven't. No, I like you see anyway.
Anyway, you're not keeping me from my work, no. You've what have you done?
The boss has just hit you on the head, you know now.
Oh, what? Sorry.
The boss, hello boss. Boss?
Boss, no.
Anyway,
you haven't come here to gloat, have you?
I was going down to Danvers now, you know. So
you haven't come here to gloat, have you?
No, I haven't. I brought Seeds of Doom and Gloom for you with... Well, maybe I can give it to you later, but I haven't watched it yet, you know. And also I got Moonbase 2 and 4, you know, on the Teens Planet.
You haven't come here to gloat, have you?
Oh, no, I have not.
What about my video that I lent you?
Oh, yes, I posted that the other day, you know.
Am I going to be getting videos that I want?
Oh, gosh, what?
From that weird, you haven't come here to gloat, have you?
No, I haven't.
From that person you sent them off to, I'm going to get videos back.
Yes, you haven't sent me a blank one yet, you know.
I have, I've given you 29.
Well, I hate them, you know. Well, I find
one
for the dinosaur, you know.
You haven't come in
talks like this, he goes, I'm a dinosaur.
You haven't come in to gloat,
He's my friend, you know, my dinosaur. Anyway, it's nearly time to go, so I...
You haven't come in to gloat, have you?
No, I haven't. I've got a way to go.
Goodbye.
Goodbye now. See you another day, you know.
Goodbye.
Ding dong.
Oh, anyway, where did that come in?
It's the Welsh snitch, you know.
Oh, Paulos! I'll just go and get the door.
The door? Oh.
Here's the very nice door, isn't it? I better take it back, hadn't I?
Ancient medieval, I would say, you know. Oh, you just fell on a little bed, you silly fool. Now, come on, you're fit up to play.
Sorry, Paulos. Oh, Daddy hit me ankle. Anyway.
God, you've just dropped the script, you know.
Would you like to watch a video? Oh, no, sorry, we're in hasn't yet arrived.
Oh, no.
Oh, but you are an early bit.
Yes, I am an bit early, you know. But anyway, we put Seeds of Doom and Gloom, you know.
Oh, yes.
There's 2 and 4, and...
Oh,
I know, everyone was the 10th planet.
10th planet, excellent. I'd love to see it. Stick it on the video now.
Yeah, let's stick it on.
Oh, let's watch it.
Where's the glue? I haven't got what today glue, you know.
Glue. Oh, I've got some over here.
Like, can it come off? I don't want to have to leave it here, you know. That's not glue. No, that's not glue either. Don't worry, I'll just put it in the video.
Okay, see you in the video. Okay,
gosh, it's jolly good, isn't it?
It's very excellent. I better press the play button. Hello, really.
Oh, yes.
There we go. Oh, yeah. Excellent. Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it? Oh,
it's jolly.
Yeah, excellent. We're in latency.
Meanwhile, you know, John is walking down the street, you know, and it is just a couple of minutes late, you know, and then something happens, and we're going to tell you what happens now, you know.
Yes, we are.
Shut up.
I am 5 minutes late, but I'm sure they won't mind. I was number 71, 72, 73, 74, 75.
I'm just coming down the street. I don't really work. Warren, don't press that buzzer. Come here.
Hello.
This is. Look, just look at this little device I've got. It's my depression eliminator. Just look at the nozzle. Look, because I am the new caster. Just go back to my place of work.
Well, it was very nice having your bedroom now, Danny, but
Yes. I don't know where Warren's got to. It's like 10 hours since he should have come. It's very late.
Oh, very late. But I cannot wait now. What seed of doom and Roman we have what moments to hand the floor, you know.
Yes, don't forget him.
The neighbours.
Yes, we want neighbours. I thought that was very funny. Especially when Mrs. Mangles died.
Oh, baby, when that is done.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, you must go. It's a great pity. It's been a very enjoyable day.
Yes, well, perhaps especially when the cat ate the mat and
yes,
ate the cat after that.
That was quite funny. That was.
Well, anyway, perhaps we can have a meeting tomorrow. If maybe he'll be able to come down tomorrow.
Yes, I'm just wondering what's happened to Warren.
Wake up, you know.
He's right at a.
Oh yes,
Warren.
He's right, you know.
I don't know what's happened to him.
I'm sure he's got.
I never trusted him in the first place.
I'm sure he's got some good reason, man. I'm sure he'll bring the video back soon, you know.
Yes, your video's got your video. I mean, it's really painless.
Oh well then, I must go now.
Just think anybody could nick it off him if they killed him, couldn't they? But anyway, see you then, Warren.
Yes.
Paros.
Oh, that's fine. Goodbye now then. Goodbye now.
Goodbye then.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye to the dinosaur.
Goodbye, dinosaur. All right then. Now I can relax for the rest of the evening. Bing bong. Who the hell is that? I'm just going to see it. Oh, hello. Nuke.
Nice to see you, Dandrid.
Hey, nice to see you. What do you come for?
Look at this. This is my depression eliminator.
Does that mean?
Yes, I am the new caster.
Oh dear, now I've forgotten the blooming video, you know. I can't leave that there, you know. I might get some after effects, I might go green and pimple, and I might start killing people like a crinoid, you know. Anyway, the dinosaur won't be very pleased, so I better go and get it back. Don't worry, dinosaur, I'll go and get it for you, you know. You wait here. I'll be back in a little while. All right then. Goodbye now. I'll go and get the video. Ah, well. I'm silly fool to leave it, aren't I?
I've killed Dandrid, I've killed Warren, now I've got loads of videos!
Now look, I got to number 75. I better ring the bell.
Bing bong!
Who the hell?
Fire! Oh dear, you know, this is the very strange doorbell, you know. I didn't do that before, you know.
Watching Seeds of Doom, it's a very good video. Hey, look, that guy's going fire! Very good video. Oh look, it's got Teens Planet on the end. Oh look, it's got Teens Planet on the end. That's very good. Oh, I've never seen this before. Yeah, it's very good.
Up the stairs we go. Oh look,
hey, I can hear something.
It's not like Dan had to leave dolls on the stairs, you know. Last time he did that, it was a... Well, I won't talk about that because that isn't a children's program. Anyway, oh look, these funny dolls. This one reminds me of... This one is Wyvern, and this one... Oh, this one's Dan, right? Oh, my dinosaur.
Hello, Paulos. I'm coming a glow.
I'm coming glow.
Look at this!
Oh, it's lovely. What about your...
This is depression eliminator.
Oh, it's lovely.
Look at this lovely nozzle. It's all red and inflamed.
Oh!
Watch me press this little knob.
Oh, you know you had a knob there, you know.
Now I've got all of Paulus's videos, all of Wirren's videos, and all of Dandridge's videos.
Of the dinosaurs, eh?
Oh, brilliant! I've got all the videos I need.
Dun, 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 dun. Yes, it's here. It's finally here after all this time. The beginning of Side 2. And for your benefit, also Side 1, previously. We apologise for the delay between Side 0 and Side 1, if you can work that out, due to a writer's strike. And of course, Alexei Sale going to visit his mum. But we're back now. On this side we have for you, still to come, that amazing interview with Jonathan Pertwee. Plus some more amazing facts and quizzes. But now, another word from our sponsor.
Exterminate! Exterminate!
No!
Exterminate!
Yes, directed towards Michael Grade, I would think. Yes. As a matter of interest, we just had news of another archival discovery. This time of one of the younger Daleks learning his lines.
We are entombed, but we live on. This is only the beginning. We will prepare. We will grow stronger. When the time is right, we will emerge and take our rightful place as the supreme power of the universe.
My. He seems set to grow into a big, strong Dalek, doesn't he? Now, folks, I see no reason to delay any longer. Alas, the moment we've all been waiting for, this is our exclusive in-depth underwater interview with Don Bradley. Yes, thank you, Ed. Very appropriate. Here we are, outside the home of the Third Doctor, known to millions and to me as the man with 1,000 voices, not all of them the same. We have been invited to his house to celebrate the success of the Doctor Who play The Ultimate Adventure, which has just finished his grand tour of the 12 galaxies. Now, in we go.
Come in, shut the door. Draft.
Good morning, Mr. Pertwee.
John.
Thank you. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
Aren't you going to ask us to sit down, John?
Oh, yes, of course, horse. Now, no need to stand on ceremony.
I'm Andy.
How do you I'm delighted to do it. A great pleasure to Watcher.
This is my pet, Freddy the Cybermat.
Oh, how do you do?
And this is my assistant, Miss Fielding.
How do you... Oh, how?
And how do you do, John?
Stand back there. Now.
Shall we start with your school days, John?
Certainly.
Perhaps we could have a look at one of your old school reports.
Yes, here it is. Yes, this is it, yes. This is it. Yes. Application for the transfer of personnel into service. Such transfer can... Providing that all... Yes, in every case except cooks. If the transferee would have gone for the TV, good and sure, his or her previous, in or out of the balance. Yes, now, further to the above, and in consideration of providing the consent of both commanding officers for a period of time not less than yes. Well, that's clear enough. You don't object to any of that, do you?
I don't see how I could. Well, you seem to have done very well for yourself at school then, John.
I'm delighted to hear it.
What do you think of the state of the show... Sorry, the state of the world today, John?
What, we haven't got an ice cream chance in a curry factory.
Yes, quite. John, can you remember your first love?
Yes, I
You obviously have fond memories of that time.
Splendid, but I didn't bother to tell you.
Is something wrong, John?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, that is, I was thinking, yes, John, yeah. John, yes. Yes, well, I was about to say, what was I about to say?
I don't know. Is something bothering you? Anything at all? No? Perhaps it's Freddie. Is Freddie bothering you at all?
I'm terribly sorry, but it's putting me off.
Freddie, wait outside, would you please? Outside, please. Now.
You're most kind, most kind. Damn thing is hypnotic.
John, most of the fans believe that your portrayal of the Doctor was one of the most prolific, but with a very strong central characteristic concerning the treatment of other people.
What are you talking about?
They like the way you talk down to the Brigadier.
Precise. That is the general. You've grasped the you've grasped I couldn't have put it better myself.
Calm yourself, John. Would you like a glass of water?
Carry on. No.
Now, back to the present. What do you think of the current state of the show today, as it is?
It's flying in the mush of fate, sir. Mark my words, sir, no good will come of it. Turn back, sir, turn back. Turn back, sir, before it's too late. Think of all the innocent Matlows below, sir. Think of them, sir. What harm have they ever done you? What harm, just honest, well-scrubbed little faces who heard the call. The cream of Britain's youth who rallied to the flag in her hour of need. Never thinking that fate would be so unkind as to ignore superstition and send them willy-nilly to a disastrous dampness, to a dodgy doodah and all. Never in the field of human cornflakes. Never is so much, you know.
All right. Thank you very much, John. That was very astute of you. So if I could just stop you there, okay? Right. Do you have any opinions with regards to J&T style of production?
No, not particularly.
For instance, did you know that with a little bit of effort, one can get rid of him?
Can one? One didn't know.
Of course. No one wants to.
That's life.
What is?
I've no idea. Look, me.
I don't know. Perhaps you could take over from him.
Yeah. One can't.
I have a problem that I have to give somebody good help because I was about to
Okay. Take a deep breath, John. Now, try again.
Oh, gracious. Whatever is that?
Freddie, go back outside at once. Go on, outside, out, go, out. John Pertwee, thank you very much for your time. Thank you. And next week we bring you another interview with another major character from Doctor Who, that of Davros, the creator of the Daleks. Stop press. We have a quick review of the new BBC video release of the Daleks. It's bloody good. Go out and buy it and watch it again and again and again. Fantastic. All 7 episodes, unedited, great stuff. Watch it. That's right, short and to the point. A bit like Monty Corbett. No, do I mean Sylvester McCoy? I think I do. And a new feature, folks. Tales from the TARDIS. K9's got one. Ha 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 ha. That joke was especially sent in by Miss Sally Yavin. Thank you, Miss Yavin. Well appreciated. If anybody else has any more jokes like that, don't bother.
Well, hello. Bet you thought you were never going to hear from me again, didn't you? Sorry that this tape has taken rather longer to get to you than I'd thought. I have been extremely busy recently. This term at college, we start to specialise in the field of art or design that we want to go into. And as a result, well, we have our interviews in April, and we have to get a folio of work together. And because we have such little time on our specialist areas, we have to produce as much work as possible. I'm at the moment churning out a different sort of fashion assignment every week, so I'm having to come up with an idea for a collection of clothes, do the basic rough sketches, and then produce 6 or 7 polished A3 sketches, which is quite demanding. It takes an awful lot of time. A lot of my correspondence at the moment is going round the bend. I've got letters people sent to me about 3 weeks ago that I haven't replied to yet, so today is starting to see the back clearing of all that. Yours is the first, you'll be glad to hear. Do your tape, then this evening I will write your letter and hopefully get it posted tomorrow, so you should get it Tuesday or Wednesday. I hope you enjoy this tape. Got some good stuff lined up. What have I got? I've got some music for you, some varying kinds of music. A little piece from a cassette which you might have, but I think you'll be interested in. Some reviews, music and stuff, and some general natter. And in fact, I will start with a bit of music. I got the Kate Bush The Sensual World CD for Christmas. It is absolutely wonderful. Go and get it. Go and buy not buy the CD, you haven't got a CD player. Do go out and buy the album, it's brilliant. Playing at the moment on the thing is the Batman theme CD from Prince. I'm sure. That's a good CD actually. I don't think it's his best LP. I think Sign of the Times, possibly Love Sexy was his best, but it's not bad. Right, oh yes, and going back to Kate Bush, thank you for that version of December Will Be Magic again. I have actually got a version, but it's different to that one. Whether or not that version that you played was the original version, which they released on a single. Hang on a minute, I'll have a look when it was released. I've got a version that was put on the cassette single of Experiment 4. It's a New Zealand cassette. I got it on import. But she did actually have a look when she did it. She actually recorded it in in 1979. EMI didn't like the song very much. They weren't sure it was very commercial, so they put back its release, but then they released it, but it didn't do very well. but I think it's a brilliant version. The song, the version I've got is quite different to your one. If you want, I'll put it on the next cassette to you, so you can have a little listen. What else? Oh yeah, and thanks for the other music. I've got a taping of the first POW album. I must admit though that the track you played is not one of my favourites. Sorry. My favourites, I like China in Your Hand. I like the single version better though. Sex Talk and Heart and Soul. I think they're my favourites, so I'm glad you played a little bit of Heart and Soul at the end. And thanks for the ABBA as well. Yes, I do still like ABBA. I don't listen to it that often, but I do listen to it every so. I did listen to Happy New Year over the Christmas period, because it was actually released 10 years ago, at the end of the 70s. And so I listened to it again at the end of the 80s. It's quite odd listening, thinking, oh, I've had this album for 10 years, and go back listening to it exactly the same period of year that you bought it all that time ago. Quite weird. But no, thanks for that. It was very good. I'm going to be playing some more music later on. The R magazine, which you'll be pleased to hear is called Ace, was to be published last Thursday, but they were getting it photocopied, and the photocopier decided it didn't like the paper they were using and spat it out, all crumpled up. Craig tried to iron it, put another paper, put a couple of sheets together, ironed them together, and they stuck together. He ironed another one, and all the print came off on the iron. So he started probably iron a white shirt, and he'll have a Doctor Who stuff all down the front of his shirt now. Might you make the shirt more interesting? But so it's not ready. Hopefully it'll be ready soon. I'm really annoyed about it because I want to read it myself. Wally, the self-elected leader of the group, new leader since the departure of our old one, has written about 97% of this one. I've got 2 features in. I've got a review of Ghostlight and a review of Survival. I wanted to review Battlefield because I didn't like Battlefield and I want to say lots of nice things about it, but he wouldn't let me, and he reviewed it. So we've got 4 good, favourable reviews, which I think is a pity, because I think it would be nice to have a few moans, but never mind. And I've done 3 or 4 bits of artwork for it, which aren't too bad. So modest. He's done some. Mine's credited, so you know which are mine and which are his. Issue 2, I printed up most of the photographs as well, which is why they're so bad. I don't know. They looked alright actually. I haven't seen the finished article. I didn't even see the rough copy because he wouldn't let us. Such a pig. It should be alright actually. I enjoyed doing it. Issue 2, well, it's hopefully going to be not every month, but every 2 months, like January, then March, then May, that sort of thing. But it won't be, the next one should be out in April, I think. Well, this one hasn't come out yet. The next issue we'll see at the start of some regular features, such as fiction, this one's got fiction in it, but the next issue will see the start of regular fiction, continuing story, and some continuing features that he's planning. I'm not sure what I'm contributing for the second issue. I think I'm just printing up some photographs, and I might be doing some artwork. I'm not sure yet. I know he's asked me to write something for the third issue, but I don't know what it is yet. I've got a good idea, but I'm not going to tell you. Haha. And I'll probably get to do some artwork. But you see, this first issue was mostly him, but now all the other members of the group are putting more stuff in, so it'll be more of a democratic production. The first issue, you were very privileged to have a copy actually, because it's going to be only on sale to the group and a few friends of the group and so forth. It's going to be like a limited edition one, never be worth any money, but the second issue we're going to advertise that one, and we might even send a copy into DWM, which I'm quite annoyed about because I don't think it's going to have any artwork in. I wanted to have some artwork sent, so I might send some artwork to DWM actually, see if they'll print some, see if there's anything. I'll volunteer to do some for the magazine. Oh god, they better not take me up. I haven't got time to do it.
welcome to the first audio from me to you, first of all. Anyway, I hope everything's going alright down there for you. Hope David's helping you with lots of filming and everything. And perhaps you were saying you were coming down in a couple of weeks' time. That'll be nice. As I say, if it's not Thursday, I'll see you in the shop and try and get lunch with you. If it is Thursday, by all means come down to Bristol, and we shall see. Mind you, after all those days in Bristol, I feel like I deserve a rest, and she should come down here. So yes, it was really good to see you and the gang on Sunday. Wish we could have stayed longer, really, because it was nice, and you all seemed on merry form. And of course we met Andy's sister. Come the day after, we sat down and recorded the first 15 or so minutes of RPS 10, which would be nice if we could have a contribution from you. Have a big, have a small, and the same goes for Elaine as well. Andrew Candish will be handling the artwork cover. In fact, I've got to deliver that to him before I go off to Bristol today. So yes, he'll be handling the cover, so that should be good. I should look forward to that. So I thought to myself, well, I haven't really got any photo ideas, usually come out rather tacky, so I prefer to stick with artwork, either myself or Elaine. And of course Elaine did the last one, so I thought I'd handle this one. But as things have turned out, I think it might be better if Andrew does it. A 5 came out alright, that printed fine. I think it's the outdoor shots that work best, and possibly the better lit ones. Yes, so in fact, when Andrew Candish suggested doing the cover, and when I said to him about my sort of initial idea for it, which was a large pair of scissors, he thought it was a good idea, so we're obviously on the same track, or at least I hope we are. Yes, so I shall deliver that cover unto him today, and on my way to Bristol, and we shall take it from there. But yes, it would be nice if you could contribute as well as Elaine as well, even if it's your own memories of working on RPS, like the the Nightmare of Eden Double Duds, where we used the calendar song, which was I thought it really worked rather well. Yeah, something like that would be great. As I'm still going through some of the stuff that needs to be gone through. I started the week, of course, with RPS, and also I have written my first Spectrum script. For Troby's new version, the Doom Watch spoof, Kaboom Watch, and I've written 3 scripts for it, and 3 episodes. I'm rather pleased with myself. What I did was, rather than wait for Troby to wait endlessly until the next meeting that we have, which I don't know when that'll be. It'll probably be in March now, next Troby meeting. I decided to go down to Paul myself personally and give them to him in person, as it were. So I did that on Wednesday, and I think I caught him on his lunch break. I sort of caught him as he came out, and I actually pre-warned him this time, because I was going to go down Friday, but he says it would be better Wednesday, so I went down Wednesday, and yes, all very nice, and he was very pleased with them, and no doubt you'll get to see them sooner or later. And he said he'd definitely like me to do another one for later on in the season, and he's quite pleased with the way the season's going, so I'm busily working, even though I should be thinking about in terms of life after the moment, which is difficult because I don't really know what you're planning, and there's a whole lot of storylines from last year that never came to fruition from Joe, although I did get Gypsy Killing Ground done, I'm pleased to say. So in fact, the season goes, your Ice Mind, Restitution, Gypsy Killing Ground, and then your two. So unfortunately your two will sort of end up being together, because they were done in 1992. So in fact, yes, that's the way it goes, I'm afraid. But at least they got done. So Joe's natural selection and the historic one he was thinking of doing for last year, that'll have to be, and Goodbye Crown of Glory will have to be postponed till this year. We were proposing to do an Yeti'S story together, but on the face of it, I think I'd better do that one. That could be my solo story for this year, because basically I've got a better understanding of how the Yeti'S work now than Joe has, because he tends to use them as sort of cannon fodder, and I rather see them as kind of individuals. So in fact, fighting for survival. So even though they've probably got it on video, so yeah, bad joke. But anyway, yes, this side's about to run out, so I will see you on side 2.
Hi Paul, it's me, Patrick. I'm replying to your tape that you sent me. Yeah, today, I decided it was time to send you your second audio. Hope you like the song. I'm gonna play some more in between talking in some other things. I think this is a 2-hour tape, so if it turns out to be a 2-hour tape, after I pull it out to see if it's really recording, then maybe later on I can play you part 2 of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There are 12 of those, so it should take a while before I'm actually finished with them for you. I think they're quite good myself. In just a moment, let me see if this is working. Yes, it is. In case this is sounding kind of weird, I'm hanging upside down off the edge of my bed. In just a minute, let me get right side up. Hold on. And he's safe. Alright. First off the bat, let me say, I actually sent you a letter. I wrote New Year's Day. Actually, I started New Year's Eve. So now I can say quite literally that writing to you was the last thing I did in 1989 and the first thing I did in the new year of the new decade of the last decade of the millennium. Aren't you honored? Oh no, not really. Alright. The thing that you put on there with William Hartnell and William Russell and Jacqueline Hill and whoever plays Vicky. I can't remember. Maureen O'Brien, I think. That was really good. I think that's the last episode of The Chase. Actually, I haven't seen that one. I should get it on video pretty soon. I'll copy it from a friend, but I have the book and it's very good. I heard that they have a lot of Doctor Who things on tapes, besides the Pescatons and Slipback. I was reading in 25 Glorious Years, which is a book that I got for Christmas, that they have a satire called, I think it's Doctor Who, and he travels through time in his time trousers, which are larger in the inside than out. And I was like, it'd be kind of funny to read, kind of funny to hear. Sorry about that. And there's another one about how they created the ultimate defense against the Daleks steps. Right. We've been seeing a lot of William Hartnells recently, as you know. They're starting to show the marathons to get them out of the way. They start at 11 o'clock at night and throw in as many William Hartnell episodes as they can fit in. And they run up to about 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. It's like 5 hours of Doctor Who in a row. And the other night was the Aztecs, Censorites, and Planet of Giants. And I needed to copy those because we don't get the station in here, so one of my friends that I've met. He tapes it, and then I copy it off of him for my collection. Although it's strange, I can get it on my television a little bit, but not at all on my VCR. So I started watching the Aztecs. I watched all of that, and I fell asleep during the censor rights and woke back up at the beginning of Planet of Giants, but I was too tired to watch it, so I just went back to sleep. Right, William Hartnell is one of my favorite doctors right now. That's kind of weird coming from a fan, because no one usually likes William Hartnell at all, actually. Right, back to your letter. Actually, I like the Nigel stories quite a bit. I like them better than anything else that you sent. Well, any of the story things you sent, not your letters. In fact, I was wondering when you would send some more episodes, because you sent up to episode 7. He was in the bookstore, and it goes all the way back, and he's running away from the man who wants to make him his slave or something, and he stumbles into the pile of books written in the future. And I was wondering what happened to that. So, and you say you're on 30-something, so I think I have a lot catching up to do. I'm writing a story, which I'm going to send. It's about this man, and he's in a car, and he gets sucked up into an automatic galactic garbage collector, where he meets a doll of a Mr. Potato Head that he once kicked over the edge of the Grand Canyon. And so it's pretty smashed up, and it was the plastic Mr. Potato Head had an energy form assume its shape of this galactic garbage collector. And, well, you'll have to read it. It's sort of a Hitchhiker's Guide type thing. No Hitchhiker's People or anything, but written in that style, you know. It's one of my more funny things that I've written. I usually write more serious things, dark and gloomy, kind of like Curse at Finrick is supposed to be. I have to go eat dinner, so I'm going to play some songs for you, alright? By a group called Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, OMD. And they're one of my favorite groups. By the way, I noticed that T'Pau, on side 2 of your tape, they're my favorite group. I had that tape that you played Heart and Soul off of, only it's busted, so I have to go buy a new one. You didn't play my favorite songs by them. I like, Friends Like These and China in Your Hand. I think, yeah, I like those. Wait, here he is. Middle of episode 5 somewhere.
And with that, Milky pushes him over to descending cries of to be or not to be, and the odds on it all too. But all the dramatics are a little too late. Farewell scenes hastily cut. No more goodbyes, no more. Damien causes a rock slide and is covered in chalk. His body is never found, and Mavis forgets all about the body. The glowing skull and how it glowed, forgets all the confusing plot details, and smiles up at Milky. Oh, she says, I think I love you. And so does Mr. Milky Man. Love Mavis, that is. So now we change scene, and now we change location. We're no longer in Spectrum Street, further even than the chalk pit, yet still we follow 2 residents from that road. Remember I mentioned Fatima's partnership with a certain psychic investigator, Mr. Maximus. Maximus on his pursuit of Chinese vampires, like in some of those later Hammer horror films where Peter Cushing is older than he was when he started doing them. Anyway, his talents appear to be limitless, as Fatima discovered that night. However, the investigator's emotional range is practically 0. The scene? The closed-down shopping centre in Spectrum City, closed down due to the inhabitants' fear of fanged tourists. Fatima is concerned about the message which Mavis sent her and cannot figure out why she did not reply. Maxie is searching for evil alongside, yet so far they have found nothing.
I wonder.
I really should be getting back to see what Mavis wants. I'm becoming rather worried about her. It doesn't look as if anything is going to happen, does it, Maxie? Maxie? Never mind. Well, Max, it was very nice of you to ask me along, but wasn't there some ulterior motive behind your plea? I mean, there aren't really any vampires here, are there? Not really.
Crazy woman. What do you mean? I asked you here merely to assure my continued existence. Hence you prevent me from making mistakes. You may predict any danger, and I may steer from its course.
Yes, I know that, but there really are no vampires, are there?
What would you know? You are new to this area. Shut up, woman.
Well, don't shout, then.
I did not. I am devoid of such fallibilities.
You what?
Quiet, woman.
I will never marry you if you persist in shouting at me, you know, Maxie.
Marry you? What?
Well, I know, and you know that you brought me here merely to get down to it, didn't you?
Pardon?
Slap and tickle, dear, you love me, don't you? I only wished you had picked a more romantic spot.
I would not even indulge in such frivolous activities, woman.
Well, your parents obviously did.
Who?
Your mother and father.
My father is dead. My mother is a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, not that old joke again.
Joke? If so, then excuse my emotional outburst.
Which emotional outburst? Oh, never mind. So, what do we do now? Sit here? Stand here?
Wait for vampires.
Oh, what fun!
I assure you it is no such thing. It is merely a course of occupation, a way of life.
A way of death?
If you like.
I do not like.
Then so be it.
Oh, great. I mean, it wouldn't be so bad, but there just aren't any of your vampire creatures around.
They are probably in the midst of digesting their consumables.
Talking about consumables, there's a man over there selling fortune cookies. If you don't want me yet to predict your fortune, then I'll go and get us some grub.
Very well, Fatima. I shall come with you.
And so the two approach the man. He appears to be vaguely Chinese, but they are relieved to find that he has no fangs. After pinning him down and examining him.
Hello, are you selling those cookies?
No, I am holding them in the tray here to study the formation of mold upon their crumbly exteriors.
Oh!
No, I jest. Certainly, they are to be sold.
May we have one then?
Certainly. My name is Stick Chops, and unless you're a cop, then I'll sell you one for 30p. But that's not between you and me. That is between you and me.
Good golly, that's an atrocious Chinese accent, and the rhyming isn't very good either.
Certainly. What did you expect, Shakespeare?
Well, I hope not. He's dead, isn't he?
And so money comes between the two of them. Yes. And then Maxie speaks out.
By the way, Mr. Chop, you haven't seen any vampires around here, have you?
No, sir. Certainly not.
Oh.
Here's your cookie, lady. May you be lucky. But now I must be gone.
Oh, okay, well, thank you.
And so the man departs.
Oh, what a nice fellow.
Keep quiet. Frankly, madam, I don't give a dear. Eat your cooking now and be silent. There is something not totally right about this whole situation.
And so Fatima bites into her cookie. Inside, she finds the fortune. As she finishes her snack, she removes the soggy piece of paper and begins to read it. She is shocked by the words and hurriedly hands them to Maxie, who reads as follows.
To stop your ravenous hunger pangs, come along and meet my fangs. For those that do have sharpened teeth will probably be bitten from beneath.
Oh goodness, Maxie, do you think that's a warning? Do you think that nice fortune cookie salesman could have been a vampire?
I dread to think. Actually, I don't, because that's far too melodramatical. I think you have a point there, though, Fatima.
Oh, thank you, Maxie.
What?
Maxie, Look!
Upon the ground there lies a pair of false teeth.
Those false teeth belong to the cookie seller. Look, there's a bit of prawn ball stuck between a couple of the gnashes. Well, that's proof enough for me. Come on, Fatima. Let's go get that vampire.
And so they do. I can't be bothered with an exciting end narration this week on this extra extended issue of Spectrum. I'm off to get a bit of homework from the girls' college. See you then. Same time, same place, same tacky script, etc., etc. Here as usual on Spectrum, a story of unhappy families. See?
Those episodes starred me, as Passport Chandler, as Mavis and Maxie Maximus.
And of course, Andrew Trowbridge again as I was Fatima, and that was fantabulous.
And I was also the late Damien.
I was Nicky would hear us. What was I? Edie. And I thought
And special guest of Tom Baker as the narrator. Uara and Dobie Keith Musselwhite is Milky Man, of course. Uara.
Thank you.
Special. Special piss artist.
Name it, Deals, name it. Oh, what?
Well, that's not even around either.
Well, no, it is. But you'll have to tell. I mean, But this depends. No, it depends on. Well, actually, yes, that is the right answer. Kind of. I mean, there's no way of checking this. You have to know. Movie remakes. So yes, that's a remake of a TV version. So
next question.
You've just got to say things. So documentary movies. Name a documentary movie. I guess that's how you play this round.
A documentary movie.
Yeah.
That one. Was it Super Size Me? That one.
Is that a documentary? Oh, is that? Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? I was thinking of something else. Or what about ABBA the movie? That's a sort of fictional documentary. Yeah.
Fact or fiction?
Is that a real? Doesn't matter. Is that the name?
No, no.
It's the name of it.
Well, it might be. But because you got sport like Champions, for instance,
or
you got, is it Fire in Babylon? What about West Indies?
What's that one with Madonna where they're playing baseball? A League of Her Own.
Yeah.
This is a weird round, Jules, because it depends on us. Depends on us knowing the answer. They're not checking up on us. Yeah. You could answer as well. Yeah. He's looking at it really like he totally understands what I'm saying, don't you, Jules? Movies that have time travel. Back to the Future.
Doctor Who movie.
Well, there were Doctor Who movies in the 60s.
Yeah.
Movies that have an animal sidekick.
Doctor Who.
Well, not in the movies. You have to think of another one.
Are you sure?
Roy Castle does not count as an animal.
What's that one? Is it Turner and Hooch?
Turner and Hooch. Beethoven. Although that's all about Beethoven, the dog. Lawrence of Arabia. He's probably got a camel as a sidekick, hasn't he? Champions. War movies. The Great Escape. That one about them jumping.
Saving Private Ryan.
What's the one where they're building a
Platoon?
I know.
The Great Escape.
What's the one? Oh, what's the one? Is it the same one? Is it The Great Escape where they're using the horse and the wood?
Oh, you're thinking of Hannibal.
I can't think of another one altogether. Movies about dancing, Dirty Dancing, Saturday Night Fever,
Strictly Ballroom, Billy Elliot.
I think Stepping Out, which has got Liza Minnelli and Julie Walters in, which I just bought it. I think that's all about dancing as well. I'm going to watch that tonight, actually. It's so bad when we do the music episode. Footloose. Yeah. Well, Fame. There was a movie of Fame, wasn't there, before the TV series? Yeah, it's very expensive doing the music episodes with Martin. That's how I ended up buying those 2 David Essex movies, and how I ended up listening to Kenny on doing The Bump. But that didn't cost me anything. That was okay. Movies about royalty. The Queen.
Yeah.
Coleman.
That other one.
Elizabeth.
Yeah. The one with the big yin. Mrs. Brown.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah,
Brown.
Mr. Brown. It's Mrs.
The King's
Brown.
Peach.
What? Making it up now. King's Speech.
Yeah.
It
was called. You think it was called the Madness of King George III or something?
Oh yeah. Animated movies.
It was on the other day, wasn't it? Isle of Dogs.
Oh, yeah, was that on TV? That was really good. That one. Did you see that? Isle of Dogs.
No, I haven't seen the film for years. I saw the exhibition about it, but I never actually saw the film.
Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda deals. What else? There's lots of them. People at home are shouting out, aren't they, deals? Yeah?
The Rescuers.
101 Dalmatians.
Fox and the Hounds.
Movies with magic in.
The Sorcerer's Fantasia.
Fantasia, definitely. Paul Daniels, the movie. I'm making that one up. Terror Train. That has, you have to. That has a magician in it. It's not really about magic, but
black magic.
Yes, please. I'll have the fruity one, please. The orangey or the coffee cream. Apocalypse movies.
Apocalypse Now.
What's the one?
Day After Tomorrow.
24 days later, or 24 weeks later, or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, Night of the Living Dead is pretty apocalyptic, and Day of the Dead. Oh,
yeah, Day of the Triffids.
Yeah, the Triffids. Oh well, actually, I don't know what the difference between apocalypse movies and this is. Dystopian movies. What's the difference? Dystopian. What is that?
No difference.
No.
1984.
Come on, deals. Well, I've said more than.
The Handmaid's Tale. Was that a film?
Yeah.
Stepford Wives.
Deals. I like that one. We watched that one over at Nick's recently. They said it was a bit slow. I cried into my pillow that night. Movie series comprising 3 or more movies. Movie series comprising 3 or more movies. Scream 1, Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 4, Scream 5, and Scream 6. Coming soon from a movie theatre near
Police Academy.
Star Wars.
Confessions.
Carry On.
Emmanuel.
He's lowering the tone, deals.
What?
Steven Spielberg movies. E.T.
Pearl Harbor.
Jaws.
Amistad.
Duel.
Schindler's List.
Did you do Encounters of the Third?
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah. We should have a clock. It should be like one of those
Empire
things.
of the Sun. Do that one?
Yeah. We should have this. Should have done this with a clock, where we have to try and get as many questions in 20 seconds. No, not
Saving Private Ryan. That was him as well, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Movies about natural disasters. No, Towering Inferno doesn't count because that wasn't a natural disaster. That was a fire. And Poseidon Adventure, isn't that a bomb or something? Well, then that's a wave. That's a wave.
Titanic.
Yeah.
Volcano.
Meteor. Is that one? Or there's one? I'm sure there's one about a meteor or a comet. Crime movies. The Italian Job, Lock, Stock and Smoking Barrel,
Snatch, The Great Train Robbery,
Great Soprendo.
No, that's called Buster, wasn't it? That one, but you know the one I mean.
Halloween movies: Halloween 2,
Halloween 2,
Halloween 3, Halloween 4, Halloween 5, Halloween 6, Halloween made by Rob Zombie 1, Halloween 2 made by Rob Zombie, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, Halloween 20. Well, yeah, that's fine. Scary movies. Deals. I have a question for you. Deals. What's your favourite scary movie? Deals. He's not playing. Well, Scream.
Scream 2.
He's giving me a look. You're giving me such a look. Being funny with you tonight, aren't I? Teasing you. Scary movies. You don't mind
scary movie.
Scary movies are scary movie. Deals. That's right. Callum's right there. Scary movies are scary movie.
Carry on screaming.
Thatcher. That's quite scary. Yeah, any of those. Oh, he's gone. Bye, Deals. Sorry. Sad movies. Or Beaches, isn't that
Love Story? Is that the one?
Isn't Beaches supposed to be sad? Someone dies at the end.
Yeah.
Philadelphia. That's sad.
Titanic's quite sad.
Sad, yeah. Movies based on books. My Policeman. That's that film I like, and I like the book. Wizard of Oz.
Blade Runner.
What? Is it?
What?
I don't know. Is it? Is it? It probably is. Oh, yes, it is.
It's that.
Yeah,
it's Dream of Electric Sheep or something.
Sheep. Yeah, I'm just thinking. It's not called Blade Runner, but yes, that's fair enough. It's like Summer of '85, which is actually called Dance on My Grave. These are quite recent films. I'm showing off now. American Psycho.
Yeah.
Movies based on true stories. We've got Champion again.
Champions.
What about
Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit.
Chariots of Fire. Is that Chariots of Fire?
Oh yeah.
Titanic. Star Wars.
The Perfect Storm.
Amelie. Movies from a TV series.
Ellen Brockovich was another one.
Oh yeah, that is. Movies from TV series. Movies from Doom Watch the movie. Doctor Who.
Dad's
the
Army.
Movie. Are You Being Served? The movie.
Yeah.
On the Buses, the movie. The two Steptoe films.
Steptoes.
That's good. We've got plenty. Netflix original movies. I can't remember. Well, I've seen some series. I'm not sure about movies. You don't have Netflix, do you? So you wouldn't know that one. I can't remember any original movies. I don't really like their movies anyway. I prefer Prime. Sorry. 90s movies. Scream 2. Not sure.
The Sixth Sense.
Erin Brockovich. One of those later Star Wars ones, the Phantom Menace. That's probably 90s. Dead Poets Society.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Dead Poets Society. Dead Poets Society might be 1989. The Hand That Rocked the Cradle. That's definitely 90s. Single White Female. The Full Monty. I'm trying to think of all the films we went to see.
Brassed Off.
Oh, Bart. Yeah. Brassed Off.
Purely Belter.
Hugh Jackman movies. Moulin Rouge, X-Men. That's enough. I'm trying to think if he was in a Woody Allen. So many people have been in them. Morgan Freeman movies. We had that earlier.
He's in the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption. I think, is he it? No, I can't quite remember. That's the main one I can think of. I'm sure there are other ones. Nicolas Cage movies. Wild at Heart, the David Lynch movie.
Yeah.
He's in a bad remake of The Wicker Man. Which I've never
Face
seen.
Off.
Face Off, Face On. Robert De Niro movies. Taxi Driver.
Meet the Parents.
Taxi Driver, Raging Bull.
King of Comedy.
Yeah. Johnny Depp movies. Phantom of the Caribbean. Dark Shadows movie.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah. Edward Scissorknickers. Hugh Grant movies. Small Time Crooks. That's a Woody Allen film.
All Weddings and a Funeral. Bridget Jones.
Wasn't there that one? Was he in that one about the man who went up the hill and came down the other side or something like that?
He may have been.
I know we went to see some. We saw some really. When we used to go to the cinema in Camberley, we saw lots of quite good films. But I know we saw a few really bad ones that just happened to have come to Camberley. Colin Firth movies. Bridget Jones's Diary 1, Bridget Jones's Diary 2, Bridget Jones's Diary 3. I think that was Bridget Jones's Baby was 3. Love Actually.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's in a Woody Allen. I can't remember which one. Listeners, we're coming to an end. We've only got 8 minutes. We'll just keep going until we nearly run out of time. Julia Roberts movies. 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Is she in that one? Was she in?
She was
Notting Hill.
Pretty Woman, wasn't it?
Pretty Woman. I think she's in Flatliners as well. With biopic movies. Elton John the movie. Freddie Mercury the movie. I don't know what those ones were called. Champions. Thatcher the movie. Robin Williams movies. Dead Poet Society.
The 1 hour photo.
Oh yeah, that's an obscure one. That's a pointless one. That one. That's a pointless one. Definitely.
That's the best one.
I mean, it is a good one. Mrs. Doubtfire. Other one.
Good Morning Vietnam.
Tom Hanks movies. The one where the coconut one. The coconut one.
Say Weekend at Bernie's or something.
What's that one?
The in Porky's or something.
What's the one? What's the one that Life is Like a Box of Chocolates? Forrest Gump. Yeah.
Philadelphia.
Oh gosh, we nearly might finish this round.
Castaway.
Kids movies. Mary Poppins.
Bugsy Malone.
Okay. Frozen. Keep going. We've got 6 minutes. Vampire movies. Dracula 1. Dracula has been risen for the dead. Dracula 1973.
Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah. That's enough. Sci-fi fantasy movies. Star Wars.
Empire Strikes Back.
Alien. I mean, fantasy. I mean, I think is it asking for either the one with David Bowie with the silly wig.
Labyrinth.
Action movies. Die Hard. James Bond films. Moonraker.
Yeah, Bourne.
Doctor No. Movie musicals. Mary Poppins.
Gypsy.
Very personal. Sound of music.
Fame.
Christmas movie. Black Christmas.
Elf.
Elf, The Grinch, kind of.
Home Alone, I think as well.
Comedy movies, Life of Brian, the
Confessions of a Window Cleaner. Head.
When Harry Met Sally. That comedy, sort of. A Fish Called Wanda. I don't know. 80s movies.
Clockwise.
80s movies.
Clockwise.
Yes. The Breakfast Club.
Fish Called Wanda.
Yes. Star Wars 5.
Champions.
Which one? Champions again. That's enough.
Bugsy Malone.
Superhero movies. Superman.
Supergirl. Batman Forever.
Yeah. Superman 2.
Condor Man.
Superman 3. Superman 4. Movies about animals.
Champions.
Fish Called Wanda.
Lassie.
Come Home. Lassie 2. The Return.
The Swarm.
Lassie 2. The Search for Spark.
Snakes on a Plane.
Disney Pixar movies. Monsters Inc.
I don't know if it was Ants. Was that one?
The Incredibles.
Spy Kids.
Period dramas.
Howard's End.
A bridge over trouble. No. What's the Italian?
Passage to India.
Passage to India. That's the one set in Florence.
Talented Mr. Ripley.
Oh well, kind of. I wasn't thinking of that one. I was thinking a bridge view from a bridge. Three more.
Death in Venice.
Yeah, Meryl Streep movies.
Silkwood.
Is she in
The River?
Is she in
Mamma Mia?
Kramer versus Kramer. She's in that.
Yeah,
she's in Mamma Mia. Well done. And Mamma Mia 2. Two more Jim Carrey movies.
Cable Guy.
What's that one where he's
Liar Liar?
What's that one where he's the
Truman Show?
The Truman Show. The Grinch. He's in The Grinch. I think even though you don't see him. Last one. Rom-coms. When Harry Met Sally. Fish Called Wanda. Is that rom-com? Well, I guess For Weddings and a Funeral. Roswell Hill. Love Actually. There would have got rom-com.
Champions.
What? Scream 2, Scream 3, Star Wars.
Oh, what about the truth about cats and dogs?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that was a wonderful round. We did very well. We finished that one for next time. We can't do that one again. Well, we could do it again. No, we couldn't do it again. We could forget about it. Do it in a year's time and the listeners won't remember. But thank you for your time. Putting the lid on that one. Yeah, that was quite fun. Right. We've got 1 minute, 20 seconds. Have we got anything else to say?
You've got me down for a nasty person. I don't mind being a poison audio messenger. Or whatever, or a phone call or whatever. I'm quite happy to do that. It'd probably be the best thing to do, considering I'm here really, and I'd quite like sort of putting on a peculiar voice and being nasty really. So yes, I'd like to have a go. As for writing something for it, possibly I may like to do that actually. I don't know exactly what yet, but not at the moment obviously, because obviously I mean you've got it all lined up anyway what you do for the next few episodes anyway. But possibly sometime in the future I'll be quite happy to do one. If you can, you said you'd give me a storyline or sort of like the plot line or something. I wouldn't mind doing that at all really. I'd be quite happy to do something like that. So yes, I'd quite enjoy that. Right, so yeah, alright then. What else? I'm just trying to think. You mentioned about the music that you put on. Yes, there's a good selection there. I've given you a selection of stuff as well. I've written down a bit of paper anyway, what I've stuck on. Of course, as I say, the Star Trekking by the Firm, I quite like that actually. It's quite funny. I bought that when it originally came out, but I was re-listening to it recently. I rather like it. The next two tunes are from a tape called Oranges and Lemons. It's a children's tape basically. It's one of the tapes that Beverly and I bought yesterday for the nursery, and she took one home and I took this one home, and it's got quite a lot of songs on there that the children know. But it's nice to have these music tapes because it's alright. It's quite nice for them to have dance around or for parties and things like that. Or also it's rather handy to have them for. But so that's why I put those two on, because I just thought I would. And then the next tune, of course, is a track by Erasure off of like the CD single of their Love to Hate You single, which is in the charts at the moment. But that's I suppose that you would call that one of the B-side of it, I suppose. Not that it's got a B-side on the CD, but it's got like two versions of the Love to Hate You plus two other tracks, and that was one of the other tracks, you see, which is rather nice. I quite like that one. Then you asked me to put one track from the Look Sharp album and one track from the Joyride album by Roxette. So I did. Possibility I may have sent them to you at a previous time, but I can never remember what I sent people. So I just chose two that I particularly like. I mean, I like all of them really. So I don't know if that'll help you choose what album to get really. I mean, to be honest with you, they are both good albums. They are both both very likeable. And really, if you get a chance to get both of them at some point, then I would do so if I were you, because they are worth having. They are good albums. The next track is Apollo 11. That is 11, isn't it, with an excellent one? The old Roman numerals, you know. By Orchestra Manoeuvres in the Dark, of course. Rather nice from their album Sugar Tax, which is rather good too. Have you decided to get that, or what? Because that's another good album worthwhile getting hold of. I think I've told you this, haven't I? And then the next tune, of course, is the epilogue of Doctor Who theme by Marquez off of the Curse of Fenric album CD. So anyway, and here I am chatting away to you now. So there we are. But there we go. The tunes that you put on there for me. I'll tell you what, shall I? I'll tell you something. Right. I agree with you. Come Back Before You Leave is a good tune actually for a B-side. It's very good. In fact, all their B-sides actually I think are quite good. They're one of these people, as you say, are just very good at writing songs, and they just stick good songs on B-sides like some people don't. So it's good. And of course they're indoors. I like that. I do like that. New Wild Heaven by R.E.M. I didn't expect R.E.M. to sound like that actually. I expected them to sound a bit different. I don't know why, but it was quite nice. I quite liked it actually. It was alright. Always on My Mind by the Pet Shop Boys, of course. Accidents Will Happen by Elvis Costello. I like one or two of Elvis Costello's tunes. Veronica, which was quite a recent one. Well, that's a few years ago. And of course Oliver's Army. I used to like that one. Johnny Reggae, of course, by Jonathan King. I like that. I've always liked that. Even when I was little, it was one of my favourite tunes when I was little. Chickaboo, I'm not so keen on. Have to admit, can't say I go a bundle on that one. But I do like Johnny Reggae. And Coming to Take Me Away, haha, hee hee ho. Yeah. Well, that more or less speaks for itself, really, isn't it? It's one of those ones that you can't do without, really, isn't it? The one by the Corgis, If I Had You, that is quite a nice tune actually. I quite like that one. And The Vow by Toya, which was quite nice for Toya actually. It's quite sort of quite tinkly sort of, wasn't it really? So there you are really. So yes, that was interesting. Oh gosh, excuse me. Oh, I feel a bit tired. I do feel a bit tired actually. I feel decidedly nappy all the time.
for this episode. That was Elaine you heard there, who appeared in our previous episode, of archive material, I should say. Although Elaine has been on the show in Sutton Park clips, and we talked to her, I think a couple of times in the early days of the show. But anyway, yes, that was a tape from the early 90s. I think I'd asked her to maybe write something possibly for Spectrum. You heard a clip from Spectrum, and Nick has also mentioned Spectrum. But yes, it all pieces together. I was saying to Nick the other day, listening to these tapes, it's sort of a soundscape of the time. Things you've forgotten, they all sort of piece back in when you listen to the tapes, or when I listen to the tapes. So yeah, that is almost all we've got time for. But we have one or two little clips left. We have a bit more from Nick. We have more from Andrew, who you remember. Andrew, who's been on the show with his daughter before now. Last time we did the archives, he was talking to his grands. I think he might be talking to some other relatives this time. Another tape from the very early 90s, I think. And also we've got a little bit of Lee, who was also on the previous episode. And a teeny tiny bit of me, and a little teeny bit more of Callum. But anyway, it's all going to go by very quickly. I just want to thank you all for listening. I just want to thank everybody who's been part of this episode. Thank you to them from 30 years ago. And yeah, thank you to Cuthbert.
As ever, it has been a pleasure to assist. Paul, hopefully the listeners have been suitably entertained.
Thank you, Cuthbert. Okay, well, all I've got to do now is say goodbye. And Cuthbert, you ought to say goodbye too.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Yeah, okay. We'll be back again soon. And as Cuthbert said, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Goodbye, listeners. Kiss, 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 exclamation.
Bye-bye now. Bye.
Meanwhile, back on side 2. Yes, so there's a whole lot of stories that from last year that are going to have to be sort of hooked onto this year, which at least gives Joe more time to do them. Goodbye Crown of Glory, sort of, we were supposed to record that, but it never got off the ground. And it was supposed to sort of vaguely link in with the Gypsy Killing Ground. Sort of the terms of alternatives, but never mind. So presumably Natural Selection will actually start the year, and as that's got a nice scare in it apparently, that's going to be a good one to start the year with. Then I think, depending on whether you or I get our stories done, that one will be next, and possibly Joe's historical one after that. But I haven't actually got a plot together yet for the Miesma one, but I'd like to handle that one on my own. Come to think of it, because Joe doesn't really have a very impressive repertoire of Miesma ideas, as it were. So, to be honest, I think I shall wait until such time as he comes back, because I've got to obviously write something before he comes back. So I'll just schedule it after, depending on which out of you and I gets our stories first. I'll schedule that particular one after Natural Selection. And sometime, could you record Rest in Peace and Twisted Dimension? on audio, so I can sort of fit it all together to complete the season. That would be good. And also, if you've got a fact file with them, could you record the fact file as well after each one? So I'd be most grateful. Yes, so as I say, hopefully this year is going to be a bit more, although we've got postponed scripts from last year, this year's going to be a bit more successful. Well, as I say, we had some good stories last year. It's just, I think you outshone us all, really. Getting all your stories completed by April is something to be proud of. Yeah, so I'm really quite happy the way things are shaping out. I think we had too many stories for last year anyway. It was getting back to the Spectrum one. He had a storyline. He's got various storylines in the pipeline, including one he's commissioned from you, the cartoon one, I think, which should be interesting. Of course, I've done in Kaboom Watch, but he's sort of said if you could have one in the pipeline ready, and sort of I might be called upon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare myself, and in fact I have a storyline already, a 4-part story set in a school, which is a kind of a school hostage ghost type story, and it's very black humoured, so should be right down your Spectrum street. But I've called it The Forgotten Hour, but as you know probably from Life After, that I'm very, very fussy with titles, unless I hit it off instantly with titles, like Gypsy Killing Ground. I mean, that one sprang to mind, and I thought it was a good one, and I wasn't tempted along the way to change it. Whereas Predator from the Past, it went through several changes. It was Avarice, The Avarice Man, Quest, Beyond the Quest, Land of Fools, every title you can imagine. But anyway, so yes. But so Gypsy Killing Ground was always called that. It had no working title, but the working title for my Spectrum school story is The Forgotten Hour. I was originally going to call it the 9 o'clock tomb, which it might still be called, but the two titles are vying for each other. But yes, anyway, that's looking really good. I mean, usually when I get an idea, and I don't think it's such a good idea after all, it kind of fizzles. I know about it, but I've written the plot out to the end, and I've written the characters out, and I've typed out the first 2 pages. So I think I'm onto a good thing here, or a winner, as Andrew Canish would say. So I could promise a good black humoured 4-parter, which is in the pipeline. Troby doesn't know about this yet, but if you're on the phone to him, you can tell him that I'm well into my next story, because it should be good. I shall look forward to doing that. I've got as I say, I'm trying. This year I've vowed to take my writing more seriously, and I hope to submit at least something or other to probably to the radio, or sort of start. I think it's unless I'm really into something, I tend to get a bit bored with it. So I might start a kind of book, novelisation of one of my stories. Stranger Lives Again springs to mind. I'd like to do that. That's the one that introduced Eden. Trouble is, it's a little bit on the knowing side of, it's very Life After orientated, with Life After characters and such like. So yes. But anyway, so yes, I am more. I've got a greater zest for writing at the moment, and of course, I think getting Kaboom Watch done helped. I knew I could get some writing done this time. And could you let me the latest news on Old Grey and Wrinkly, and how it's going to sort of, if you completed it, and because I think you should complete it and sort of typing out in best, so it's nice and complete, because it was so near the end. But will be good, because I'd like to see the completed version of all that, because I enjoyed doing that. Possibly more than I enjoyed doing Kaboom Watch, really, because it was a new slate, completely new stuff, and I got a greater kick out of that, I think. So yes, get that complete. So it's all there, as it were. And it would be nice if you started that again. I know it's not as easy now you're at university, but as I've told Toby about Spectrum, consider me available for any future assignments of Colin, as the old lady says in Season 2. So yes, it would be a pleasure. But yes,
I gotta go now. Bye. Gotta go. Bye.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
It's been good, but yeah, definitely time to come home now.
Goodbye. Yes, goodbye.
Wow, really? No kidding.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
What's going on now? Oh, it's the Shy Life podcast.
Let's go.
I have a voice.
I have a voice.
You have a voice. You have a voice.
We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
Still going, are we? I don't know why we're still going. Well, Vapes came blowing through the town. Oh. Ooh. One little leaf came tumbling. What on earth is this?
Three little leaves.
Yes.
So bright and gay.
I don't want to know.
Danced on a tree. One day.
Please don't tell me any more.
The wind came blowing
Yes.
through the town.
Yes.
One little leaf came tumbling down.
Ooh. Quite. Why not? I shall have to stop saying that. Oh, it stopped anyway. That's stopped. Well, how much time have we got left? Because I haven't got much time left to discover the meaning of reality, so I'm going now. The most in-depth interview of all. My wise and knowledgeable great Uncle Brian Moncrief had an interview with me not 1 week ago. We covered a lot of very interesting and absorbing subjects. We started off by watching. Hang on.
Was all the farmers thought she blew.
That was a John Pertwee. This is me on a... Well, this tape is better. You can actually hear me. So, this will clinch it for you. From this moment on, after this interview with my great Uncle Brian, you, the listener, will know the meaning of reality. This is what it's all about. We started off by watching That's Life.
Looks like it's taking a long time to get you.
Well, I think this is it. Well, I don't know what it is really. Do you? Do you know what it is?
What's the matter with it?
Well, it's That's Life actually. It's That's Life really, isn't it?
Oh, of course it is. I've never seen like anything like Dave do.
Is that a criticism of yours?
No, not criticism.
An observation. It is a critical observation.
Oh Oh no, it's not for me to say that the observation is critical, it's for somebody else to say that it's critical.
Which relative one is it?
It's an observation that I have made, somebody else might regard it as
Is it
critical.
on your behalf?
Like a skirt is too short on.
Is it on your behalf a positive or a negative observation?
No, an observation is neither negative or positive, is it?
Well, it's neutral, is it?
It's neutral.
But on your point of view...
Personal observation.
That's really confusing matters now.
Well, I'm a confused person.
Is that a point of view or an observation?
Point of view? I can't observe myself, can I?
Well, you could have your schizophrenic.
I don't think I'm that. I might have two minds about this.
Anyway, may I ask you a few questions?
Off the record?
Off the record, of course, when you've had...
I'm not on the tape either.
Not on the tape. Well, first of all, who are you?
Well, I can only go by what my mother told me.
Oh,
and she told me that I was...
Do you remember your mother telling you who you were?
She said I was her son.
And you believe her?
I have... Nobody has ever contradicted it, so I just accepted it so.
Well, if I was to say you were my great-uncle, that is contradicting the fact that you were someone's son, isn't it?
No. No.
You couldn't possibly disprove it, could you?
I don't have to prove it one way or the other. It's a fact, isn't it?
Not an observation.
No, it's a fact.
It's a fact. Not an opinion, it's a fact.
Correct.
Well, on second thoughts, do you like fish fingers then?
Frequently.
Frequently.
Well, I thought that was a good answer and a true answer. An honest answer. Like, what's the name?
What? Who's what? Who, her, what, it, who?
What's that honest? You can't fake.
Fake.
The beer.
Oh, Heineken's reached the part.
No, not Heineken.
What's that?
It's got nothing to do with fish fingers, of course.
The others. No, but it's honest. The opinion, the statement.
You say that a fish finger is honest.
No, the fact that I frequently like them.
That's right what he said, wasn't it?
How do you like fish fingers?
How do I like them cooked?
Is that to say you've ever tried them raw?
No, I haven't tried them raw.
Well, how do you know you prefer them cooked?
You didn't ask me how I preferred them, you asked me how I liked them.
Well, how do you prefer them?
Well, as I've only tried them one way, I can only honestly say that is how I, up to now, prefer them.
So you've got a limited experience of fish fingers?
Correct.
Do you prefer any brand?
Of what?
Fish fingers.
Oh. How many brands are there?
Well, I don't know. When was the last time you...
How many grams of fish fingers?
Well, yes.
You mean mate? Well, it's bird's eye.
Bird's eye. Cinders. Ross, yeah.
Open cattle.
Which is all very fascinating.
No, I don't think Iceland.
Iceland.
Well, don't they all come from Iceland?
Well, no, fish come from all over the place.
But, I mean, there's only certain fish have fingers.
Well, cod comes from round Iceland, I agree there.
But they haven't got fingers.
Haven't they?
No.
Have they managed to get out?
They've got scales.
Oh, God.
Moving on.
They count everything by weight.
Moving on from fish fingers now, have you ever been to Kuala Lumpur?
No, but funnily enough, I did and we never continued it. Actually, we would start it up.
It rains very quite a lot.
We started up. What would you call it? Post. Pen pals. That's right. We were communicating around the world. And I got.
You want a pen
No.
pal?
Never continued it.
No, I had one.
But this wasn't in school, this was after. It wasn't a pen pal quite as much as that. But it was that principle, and I got...
Yes,
I don't know, I was going to use the word numbered, but that's not quite right.
Endowed.
When it's selected...
Endowed.
Quite good. With a person from Kuala Lumpur. So
have you ever been there though?
Personally, no.
Would you like to go there?
What do you mean personally?
Well, in the physical form.
Oh, you mean in the mental form?
On the spiritual plane.
I might have been in the spiritual plane. I don't know. I might have been there in the previous reincarnation. I don't know. Is it a previous reincarnation? It can't be, can it? Incarnation. Previous incarnation.
Carnation.
No, inside the flower, the petals. Not inside the petals, the stamen.
There's one thing about it. If Brian's in the mood, you can have a really intelligent conversation.
Well, you must admit that we do bring in all aspects of the conversation.
Oh, yes.
I mean, there's no limit to conversation.
Happened on this show. I mean, seriously, reverse it, because I lost. What's going on? What happened?
This is just the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Man, was that worth it or not? Oh my goodness, that was a darling little shoe. Whoa, I love that one. Great show, Paul. Yep, that was a good shoe.
Was that fun? Of course it wasn't. Not your style of humour, is it, Paul? No. Anyway, I had nothing else to talk about, so why should I? Yeah. While I look at things, I've still got a bit of tape left. What shall I do? I won't go into speaking image again. You have too much of a good thing there, can't you, eh? But that's not going to stop me from playing the chicken song later, yes? Remember the chicken song? Lasted a week or two at #1, didn't it? In the charts. I just got a letter from someone in New Zealand. And he asked me whether I knew about Doctor in the TARDIS by the Time Lord. Of course I do. Lasted 1 week up here. According to him, it lasted several weeks in New Zealand at #1 in the charts. I don't know whether he meant New Zealand and Australia, or whether he just meant New Zealand. It was rather surprising. Anyway, what else can I talk about? Dear. You still there? Good. Can't think of a thing. Nothing. Whatsoever. Zilch. Don't know what the hell I'm going to talk about on the other side of this tape, I'll tell you that much.
Bye for now. See you on side 2, if you can bear to listen.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
They are doing haggis in Wetherspoons this week.
You can throw one out the window as you go past on the train. Yeah. Or let me know when you want to speak again. We've got less than a minute, so.
Yeah, okay.
And Jill says goodbye.
Bye, Julie.
Sorry you didn't get any birthday cake.
Yeah, hope that.
Very nice.
Hope he has a nice rest of the day.
Marks and Spencer's Raspberry Ripple. It's very good. Tasted with raspberries and ripples.
Yum, yum.
Okie dokie. I'll speak to you soon. Let me know when it's good. Goodbye.
Goodbye.